யாரு சமா என்ன சொல்றதுக்கு ரூம் வந்துட்ட மாதிரி இல்ல சார்
Cannot hear me and cannot see the video and the screen. All three, okay. Audio, video, and the screen. Yes, others? Just give a confirmation. All okay, right? Fine. So guys, today we'll be doing the last chapter of our grade 12 syllabus, which will be unit number 11 trade. Okay, with that we'll be done with grade 12 past paper discussions and we'll be starting with grade 13 minutes. Okay, so today's chapter is going to be a bit crucial, a very important chapter. So if you take your grade 12 syllabus, in your grade 12 syllabus, you have three vital chapters. Can I know the three vital chapters in your grade 12 syllabus? One is unit number 11, which is going to be trade, which we will be studying now. What are the other two we have? Yes. Unit number 4, which is business organization. And the other one is unit number 7, money and banking. So these three are very vital chapters in your grade 12 syllabus. Okay, so today we'll be jumping on trade. Fine. So if you take unit 11 trade, when you look into this chapter, if you take trade, in this chapter, we'll be covering 4 subtopics. The first 2 subtopics are the 2 main types of trade. Can I know the 2 main types of trade? What are the 2 main types of trade we do? Can't you see the screen? Wait. Can you see the screen now? Yes? Okay, okay, fine. So can I know the 2 main topics on the trade chapter? Okay, there are 4, but what are the 2 main types of trade? That will be the 2 subtopics you have to discuss first. Yeah, good. Okay, one will be the local trade. The other one will be the foreign trade. So these two only you'll be going in depth in this chapter. And thirdly, we'll have some international organizations like the World Bank, IMF, SARC, and all those stuff. Then fourth one, which is a trending topic nowadays. When you see our recent past papers, also when you have done the paper, you can see this topic is tested a lot. Can you know what's that topic? Even the 2025 paper, they have tested a lot from that area. What's the last subtopic in this chapter? Good. Okay, it's about e-commerce and e-business. Okay, and e-business. So these are the 4 subtopics under this chapter. Usually this foreign trade part is only a bit complex. You have some new documents and types of trade and all. Okay. So this is a chapter layout. And if you take your part 2 paper, in your part 2 paper, usually in which question they test? In part 2, which question okay, they test mostly? Yes. They test in mostly in question number 4. But they can test in question number 3 or 2 as well. But predominantly in question number 4 only they test. When you see the weightage of this chapter, in part 1, they can test for like 4 marks. And in part 2, they can test for like 5 marks. Altogether, this chapter would cost you like 9 marks in your final exam. Okay. So when you go through the paper, you can understand this is a chapter where your examiners have an eye on testing some new questions, new trending questions. Like the social media, AI, and all those stuff can be tested from this chapter. So please have a note on that updated parts as well. Okay, so some years they have asked about barcode or QR code like supermarkets, retail stores, social media, AI, and all. So maybe they can ask some new trends for y'all as well. Okay, so this is a small layout. Did I miss anything? No. Is that clear? Clear? Good. Okay, quickly write down. May layout clear na chapter. Done? Done. Okay, good. Fine. Now we'll jump into the 2016 paper. So if you're not done, please take a screenshot of this. Okay, fine. Now we'll move on to 2016 paper. So 2016 again, question number 80. Fine. So quickly say me the answer. E-business is best described as. So remember, e-business can the complete business activity is done through online. So 100% of the business is done through online. That's what e-business means. So here the answer should be use of trading through computers is not e-business. Using networking for transaction, no. Use of networking for conducting overall business process. That means the complete business should be done through online. Yes, that is what e-business. So answer number 3 here. Okay. Then what about this one? Using e-cash for transaction or maybe using networking for transactions. Transactions can be buying and selling. So if you are buying and selling is done through electronic means, internet, what do we say for that? Very good. For that, we say e-commerce, Kila. E-commerce. So the question is e-business. It's the third one. Good. Next question 90. Which method ensures the definite receipt of value of goods? Definite receipt of value of goods in export for an exporter. So when you're going to send products to someone in foreign country, okay, you need a proof saying that that person will send the money for you. Only if that person is sending that proof, that trust, that guarantee, you can trust and export the product. So that document is, we say, letter of credit. That is selection. I mean, you jump into the direct question. You don't read each and every one because directly you know that's letter of credit. Okay, so answer number 2. Done. Next question 20. A specific promissory note can Hiresh, when you buy any, so when you get any bank loan, okay, you'll sign some documents. There's document where you'll say, I promise that I'll pay the specific amount in the specific interest rate during the specific time. Kela, you place a signature. You're giving a promise. That is what promissory note can. Okay. So in trade, we don't use promissory notes and all. Usually in bank loans only we use. Okay. Question 20. A specific characteristics that is applicable to online purchasing. Only when you're purchasing through online, you can enjoy these characteristics. What is that? Select goods. Even in physical, we can select goods. Compare prices. Even physical outlet, we can do. Pay attention only to the goods that are needed. That can be done only in online purchase. True negative thing. Before purchasing a product in online, maybe a website, you can search about that product. Okay, you can use internet or any other platforms to get more information about the product. So there won't be any issues for you. But if it's a physical place, when you go in, you can't search much information because that's a boundary you have. Online means you can do whatever you want. You can search so much of information. Because of that reason, third one is the answer. Because pay by credit cards, both physical also we can pay by credit cards, right? Bargain, yes, we can, but usually online okay, we can't bargain a lot. But in physical, we can bargain. So here online characteristics, obviously what? Third one is the answer. Third one is the answer. Next question, 37B. B. The method in which manufacturer exporting his own product by himself is called blank method. This is a new question. Okay, it is not in your teacher's guide even. So make you have to think generally and you have to answer. What do you all say? Where you are exporting by your own. You are not using anyone in the middle. No intermediaries. You and the seller. Also you or the buyer. That's it. Okay, no one in the middle. We said direct method. Direct method. And exporting through an external party is called what? Indirect method. Indirect method. So it's a general question. Huh? Okay, it's not syllabus oriented. It's a bit of general question you have to answer. Okay, fine. So that's all from part 1. Now we'll move on to part 2. We'll do these questions also a bit symbol recognition because those are also something connected to unit level. So say me this R represents what? This R represents This R represents what? Yeah, good. Okay, it represents trademark. Trademark. This is a symbol of a currency. Euro. Good. This an organization. Sri Lanka is also part of that. Okay, SARC. Okay, that's SARC. The last one. What is that? It's a bank. Yeah, World Bank. Okay, World Bank. For World Bank, we can say another word also, IBRD. Okay, IBR. So just food for thought. Huh? Okay, fine. Next. Yeah, it's mostly general knowledge, but sometimes since these but symbols are mostly connected with trade, I just went through that. Okay, fine. Part two, we'll go for part two. Part two, question number 3, 4. 3, 4 is where, okay, fine. So at present, mobile phone is used for varieties of tasks. Give examples for 4 situations that mobile phone can be used for business activity. Give Risa, you no need to explain in depth. So say me some situations where we are using mobile phones, a business, not us. Okay. So what are situations a business can use a mobile phone? Yes, maybe you can say they can use mobile phone for marketing activities. It will show you the answer. Okay, so here. So since this is not to explain, you have to give direct short answers. Huh? So one advantage you can get is by using mobile phone is where? I mean, 3, 4. 3, 4B. Here. To receive orders. You have to think in the point of business, not you. So to receive orders for promotions, marketing activities, to make payments, not only to get order, as well as the business also had to some make payments for like supplier payments and all. Okay, to obtain information, communicate, to perform business transaction. General question. Okay, yeah, to contact suppliers, correct. Okay, so those are the reasons why a business uses a mobile phone. Okay, fine. Next question. Question 4, 3B. Velamo. Okay. Describe 4 obstacles that domestic businessmen face in entering the international trade. Okay. So here they are asking all describe 4 obstacles. But you can understand this only for a 2 mark. 4 mark here, this is 2 mark. A is 2 mark. B is another 2 mark question. So you can understand they're asking only for 2 mark, but they're asking all 4 obstacles. And also the question says describe. So you can understand by writing 4, you'll get only 2 marks means even though the question says describe, no need to go in length. Maybe a short sentence is enough. You can't write one word. You write a short sentence because the question word is describe, right? Fine. Can anyone say me another word for obstacles in this question? This is a chapter. This is a topic which is in your syllabus, in trade chapter. Yeah, very good. The barriers. Okay. Simply the barriers you face when you do international trade. So there are 2 types of barriers we face. What are the 2 main types of barriers we face? What are the 2 mains? The 2 main are, first of all, we face some natural barriers and artificial barriers. These are the 2 main barriers we face. And the artificial barriers only you have another 2 category. Artificial means made by human. Under that only you have tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers. Tariff means connected to taxes. Okay. Non-tariff means which is non-monetary, maybe like limits, those ones. Okay, there's no money involved. These are some government rules and regulations working. Okay, fine. So 4 obstacles that a domestic businessman can face in entering the international transaction or market. Be smart. Okay, don't write barriers of only tariff or non-tariff. Write a mixture of both. Maybe write some natural barriers. Example, maybe language can be a barrier. Maybe a location can be a barrier. Limit to that. Then take some barriers from tariff. Tariffs maybe duties, custom duties can be a barrier. Non-tariff ganda, maybe quotas can be a barrier. So it's better if you write an answer combining all the barriers instead of going with only one specific topic. Okay, fine. Next. So guys, up to this okay, right? Clear? Up to this okay and clear? Clear? Others? Clear, right? Okay, fine. So here you can see the barriers they have given. So here they have given the tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers both. Okay. Export limitations kya non-tariff. Okay, language and culture kiya hai? Natural. Okay, so they have given, you can say, understand. It's a combination of everything. To be on the safe side, you write all. Next one. Yeah, we write 2 to 3 words. Yes, a small sentence. Next one. Next question is what? Question 4 and 5. Okay. Explain 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages for businesses through making international trade agreements. So remember, it's a complete 4 mark question. They're asking all 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages, and also they're asking all to explain it a bit. So remember, for 2 advantages, 2 marks. For 2 disadvantages, 2 marks. The question asks you also to what? Explain. So what you do? Remember, you don't write one word answer. You don't write a short sentence. You write a bit of lengthy sentence, not a paragraph, a lengthy sentence. Maybe that sentence can be like 2 line or 1.5 line. Okay, but don't write paragraphs here. So 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. So what are the advantages we get when we do international agreement? International agreement kya hai? Our country is having an agreement with another country. Okay, in terms of trade. Example, what are the advantages we can get? Yeah. So one advantage is, you can see here, market expansion. Okay, that means you can sell your product to all over the country and all over the world now. And also it will develop good bond among the countries. And easy to face price fluctuation. That means what? When you do an international agreement, you go with an agreed price. So whatever the world market is fluctuating, you pay an agreed price. And also you can get some tax relief. If you're doing exports, government don't charge any tax or VAT from you. And you can face the competition easily. Disadvantages are also there. One disadvantage is, maybe you can lose competitiveness. Why? Maybe when another country is accepting your agreement, they are minimizing the trade barriers, right? So other countries also can apply for the agreement. They also can give their maximum to enter the agreement. So now your competition increases, and you have to follow the rules and regulations. If you violate that, there's a huge penalty you have to pay. So these are some disadvantages. But if you write like this, you won't get full marks. Make sure you convert this into a lengthy sentence. Okay, that's easy. Don't worry. Market expansion is the keyword. With that, make a sentence. So you can write, for example, when doing international trade, businesses now can sell their product to a diversified market. As a result of that, market expansion can happen. Okay, we can have a wide customer base. Okay, so the keyword is customer base is increasing or market expansion. With that, you develop a sentence. Fine. Okay. Next one. Yeah, cancer. That's a good one. Yeah, Mini, yes, correct. That is also correct. Okay, fine. Next question. Mention 2 advantages. Listen, this is an important question. This is a question I know very easy, but they have given to twist the students. So, Balanna, mention 2 advantages of e-commerce for a businessman. They're asking the advantages for a businessman. And the next question they're asking are disadvantages for customer. So, remember, first one is for businessman, but advantage. Second is for customers, but disadvantages. So mention is a unit explaining that 1 word or 2 word answer is completely enough. So for businesses, what's the advantage they get is simple. Okay. So here, once again, the same answer you can write for trade agreement. So market expansion minimizes your cost. You don't need to have any this inventory cost or anything. 24/7 operations. For customers, what are the disadvantages you face is, you are unable to physically inspect the product. The product you order and what you get is completely different. Maybe you have to pay some extra cost due to transportation, shipping, taxes, and all. Okay, so security issues can be there and can't be accessed for everyone. So those are some disadvantages. So make a completely general stuff. Okay, yeah, delivery time will be. So that's it, I guess. Is that clear then? 2016 paper. So 2016 was a bit easy in terms of part 2 if you take. Okay, the clear? But you can say how much of questions were tested, huh? Okay, good. Next one, 2017 paper. So take 2017 paper, question number 22. Go for question 22. Okay, fine. A party that is not involved in letter of credit used in import process. So is the answer? Easy one. Importer is involved, importer's bank is involved. Exporter is involved, exporter's bank is involved. Insurance company. So you can understand the term letter of credit has been repeated many times. So maybe you can put a mark on that. Okay, so letter of credit. LC is a frequently tested topic. Okay, fine. Next, 33A. The prime objective of an international trade agreement are to create a blank for goods. What for goods? When you engage in international trade with another country, it will create a demand or it will create a market for your good. Okay, it will create a market because customers are there. Okay, when you do trade agreement, already customers are ready to buy the product from your country and services and to develop international what? Not trade, wrong, not trade. Because of international trade agreement, okay, you and another country is engaging in agreement. Very good. It will develop your international relationship or it will develop your international cooperation, not trade. Okay, cooperation. Fine. Next one, 43. Mention 4 ways that e-trade takes place. Easy question, but many think how to write the answer. Say me the 4 ways how e-trade takes place. That means how buying and selling through online takes place. What are the 4 ways? Yeah, the 4 ways are you all know, right? Customer to customer, C to C. B to B, business to business. B to C, business to customer. B to G, business to government. C to G, consumer to government. G to B, government to business. G to C, government to consumer. Okay, so these are the ways of e-trade. Don't get first. What is e-trade? What is these ways of e-trade? What are the ways you can sell? Okay, maybe a business can sell to another business, to a customer. So this one, but in your exam, don't just write the full form. I mean, short form. You have to write the full form also. Okay, so no need to write all the 7. 4 is enough, but all 4 must be written in the full form. Okay. Next, part 2. No, Abdullah, it should be relationship or cooperation. That's what they have given in your answer scheme also. Okay. Fine. Question 4, 3, 4, 5. 3. Mention 4 reasons. Again, a general question. Mention 4 reasons. Mention is a unit explain depth that influence the prevalence of traditional retail shops. So supermarket system is popular in the retailing sector. Okay. So do we need to explain these answers in depth? Do we need to explain these answers in depth? No, because the question word says mention. But are you going to write in one word answer? Are you going to write one word answer? You may think, sir, mention, right? So mention means we know to describe in depth, right? Okay, we can write one word, don't. Because this question, even though mention, it is for a 4-mark question, right? Okay, that means for one reason, they are giving 1 mark. So you itself think, if I just write one word answer, will they allocate 1 marks for me? So at that time, you have to think a bit smart and maybe you can develop a small sentence there. Okay, not a paragraph, a sentence. So what are the benefits a retail shop gives? So you have to compare with supermarket. Compare to supermarket, what are the advantages you get on a retail shop? One, you can purchase on credit transaction. In supermarket, you can't. You can buy in very small quantity. You can bargain, develop relationship. You can purchase localized fresh products. Yes. Okay. In supermarket, those are not fresh. Mostly what packet they usually sell. Okay. Then make a gun your groceries, they don't use much marketing tools. Easy accessibility, it's very much near convenience for you. Ability to reach whenever required, new technology and consumer trust. So these are reasons why we prefer traditional retail shops over supermarkets. Okay. Next one. 4th one. Wholesale is an essential part in the process of distributing goods. Mention 2 facts for each and against on this idea. So each and against means, guys, advantage and disadvantage of using wholesalers in distribution. But guys, be smart. In our study guide or in our teacher's guide, we don't have a topic saying that what are the advantages of using wholesalers? What are the disadvantages of using retailers or wholesalers? Instead of that, one common topic is given. Can I know what's a common topic? For example, advantages of wholesalers, retailers and all, as well as disadvantages of wholesalers, retailers and all. For all these wholesalers and retailers, we can say one common word. What's the one common word we can give for wholesalers and retailers? We can say intermediaries. Good. Okay. We can say what? Intermediaries. So simply in this question, what you're going to do is, you're going to write, don't think a wholesaler name, we have to write specific wholesaler. No. So if you take intermediaries, there are some advantages of using intermediary as well as disadvantages. What are the advantages? You can easily distribute your good. Okay, that distributing directly, if they are a wholesaler, intermediary, you can easily distribute. You can collect what? Market information. And also, you can introduce any new products to the market, reduce working capital, and ease the manufacturer's job. So these advantages are not only for wholesalers, even you can apply for retailers as well. Because these advantages for intermediaries. Okay, not only for wholesaler. Wholesaler is just one example for intermediaries. So in your syllabus, how many intermediaries are there? The people who are between a producer and a consumer. How many intermediaries we have? We have three, right? Good. We have three intermediaries. One is the agent, the other one is the wholesaler, other one is the retail. There are three main intermediaries in our syllabus. And what are the disadvantages we get when we have intermediaries? One is maybe there can be some shortage in the market because product goes from one person to another person, shortages can be there. And the quality cannot be maintained. Since it takes a long time, quality can drop. And also prices can be increased. Wholesaler, retail, they also give a margin. So prices can be increased. Okay. So those are disadvantages. But see, in this question, instead of saying advantages, they have given four. Instead of saying disadvantages, they have given the word against. So remember, for and against means advantage and disadvantages. And the next question. What is meant by GSP plus? Earlier, our country had GSP, but today we have GSP plus. So generalized system preference means, guys, this is the definition you have. Okay. So that means when we import or when we export, whenever we do foreign trade with a developed country, like especially a European country, they charge less tariffs, less taxes for us. Okay, doesn't mean they're not charging taxes, they charge, but they charge a lower amount because our country is a developing country, a small economy, right? So they are giving a favor for us, saying that, okay, do trade with us, we won't charge you much tariffs. GSP. Okay, generalized system preference. See here, it is a tariff concession. Concession can a benefit offered by developed countries to developing countries. So if I am the examiner, the keyword I'll be looking upon is tariff concession, developed countries, and developing countries. So what is GSP plus means, guys? Today they are giving some additional benefits also apart from this. So that's the reason we say GSP plus. They provide excessive market access than standard GSP. Okay, fine. Next, list the steps in e-trade management process. Fine. Same in e-trade means when you're buying a product through online, there are 4 steps you have to follow. Can I know the 4 steps you have to follow when you purchase a product through online? What are the 4 steps? What's the first one? First of all, buyers and sellers had to meet each other. They had to meet each other. And second one, they had to organize a transaction, like adding to cart and all those stuff. Next one, they had to implement. Okay, they had to implement or they had to conduct. Very good. They had to conduct the what? Buying and selling. That means the seller, buyer should pay the payment, card payments and all those stuff. Seller had to send the receipts and all. By conducting, implementing. And the last one is, remember, settlement. Settlement or making payments. You get the OTP. Okay, you type the OTP, amount transfer. Or maybe you give cash on delivery, so the product will be delivered to your home, you make the payment. So finally only we make the payment. So these are the 4 steps we follow when we do e-trade or e-commerce, buying and selling through online. Last one, write your differences between e-business and e-commerce. Can I know what type of structure of answer we are going to use here? The question says the difference. What's the best form of structure we can go with? Yeah, we can go with a table, right? And they're asking all to write only 2 difference. Huh? So we'll go with a table. So in this table, in one part, we have e-business. In the other part, I have e-commerce. So one difference we can write is e-business is a broader concept or narrow concept. E-business means broader or narrow concept. That's a broader concept, right? So e-business is a broader concept. If it's e-commerce, that's a very narrow concept. Right. And the most important difference is the definition of that. If you take e-business, all the activities are done through online. E-commerce means only buying and selling is done through online. That's the main difference. Huh? Then it's a broader concept, narrow concept. Another one you can write is, okay, e-commerce is a part of e-business. So when you take e-business means everything is done through online. So buying and selling is also done through online. So buying and selling done through online, and we say e-commerce. So e-commerce is a part of e-business. But remember, e-commerce is not always a part of e-business. Okay, out of e-business, e-commerce is just one component. Okay, it's a very smaller part. That's why we say it's a narrower concept here. Okay, fine. So is that clear there? Ah, good. Is this statement correct? First of all, what I wrote in the last one. E-commerce is not always a part of e-business. Is that correct? No, right? Okay, remember guys, if we take all e-businesses, okay, all e-businesses do e-commerce. E-business can they are 100% business is done through online. Okay, so whatever the e-business you are doing, obviously you will do e-commerce. But my question, there are some businesses, they are not doing e-business. That means 100% is not done through online. Can they do e-commerce? Yes or no? Yes, right? Think about me. Am I doing an e-business here? If you take my AL classes, is it e-business? No, I do physical as well, right? So am I doing e-commerce? Yeah, I do e-commerce, right? So can you understand? Okay, if you take some business do only e-commerce. Okay, just because they are doing e-commerce doesn't mean they are e-business. E-business, when known enough, complete business done through what? It should be done through online. So this is completely wrong. So we had to make a change. The opposite you had to write. Okay. E-business is not a part of e-commerce. Yeah, correct. Okay, you can see another word also. E-commerce is a subset of e-business. Correct. Fine. Okay, if you take a business, in that business, you have many components, right? Okay, you have, we say marketing, you have payments, or we say money, you have finance, okay, you have HR, okay, and you have most importantly trading, buying and selling. So if you take a business, when all of this is done through online, every concept of the business is done through online, for that we say e-business. But in a business, the part where they do buying and selling through online, for this component, we can say another word also, e-commerce. We can say another word, but e-commerce. So remember, if a business is e-business, 100% online means obviously they do e-commerce also. Okay, e-commerce will be a part in that. But remember, okay, there are some businesses, they are not fully online. They are not 100% online. Even though they are not 100% online, they can do e-commerce. Don't think e-commerce should be done only by a business which is completely done through online. No. Think about my class, as I said. I'm not doing completely online, right? So I'm not an e-business. But I'm doing e-commerce. Okay, I'm doing buying and selling through online also. For example, online classes. So remember, if you take businesses, okay, so even though it's not an e-business, they can do e-commerce. That means buying and selling can be done through online. Just because you're doing buying and selling through online, you can't become an e-business. If you want to become an e-business, your 100% business should be done through online. Okay. Yeah, if they do only buying and selling through online, that is called e-commerce. Okay. Fine. Next one. So that's all from that paper, I guess. So e-business, e-commerce is a frequently tested part. Okay, so be careful. Sada, that intermediary because intermediary means the people who are in the middle, right? Sometimes e-commerce doesn't have any intermediaries. Okay, so ek chutak avoid karana. Fine. Okay. Next paper, question paper number 2000, yeah, 2018. Question number 50. Fine. So it's matching. Again, it's connected to electronic means and e-business models. Balamu, first one. Immigration and Immigration Department accepts applications for passport. What's the answer? A. So immigration department kiyane government. So government is providing service to customer, right? G to C. Fourth one. A4. You got the answer. Answer number 4. Only one option is there with A4. We'll go with other one. M. Company sells stock of rice to S company. So M is a business. S is also a business. B to B. Okay, so it should be the fifth one. A ticketing agent, a business, sells an air ticket to someone. Someone is a consumer. B to C. So it should be the first one. Next, A company limited supplies computers to a state corporation. A company is business, corporation is government. B to G. Third one. R sells his own land to D. So R is a customer. D is also customer. So C to C. E should be 2. So 4, 5, 1, 3, 2. 4, 5, 1, 3, 2. Answer number 4. Okay. Next question number 46. Write 4 reasons that have influence for the growth of international trade. So when you're studying trade chapter, this is the first topic you study under international trade. Same with the reasons what made us to do international trade. One reason we can write is unequal distribution of resources. All the country doesn't have all the resources. Another one, very good. We can say relative cost advantage. Maybe compared to other countries, you are producing the product at a very low cost. Goods promotions. The country is doing so much of promotions. Then, very good. Legal monopoly. For some products, only you can produce. You only have the permission. So other countries, they have to just buy from you. Yeah, you can write trade barriers being minimized. Trade barriers minimized. Okay, so those are some advantages. Yeah, we can take the last one, globalization. So these are the reasons why international trade has become very much popular. Better communication, transportation, liyan nepadia, because that falls under globalization. Okay, fine. Next, part 2, question 4, 5. 4. Traditional retail shops face severe threats from supermarkets. Describe 4 reasons that cause attraction of customers to supermarkets. This time the opposite. Earlier you wrote the importance of traditional groceries. Now you have to write the importance of supermarkets. Okay. So once again, they ask you to describe. So you no need to go in depth. Just one small sentence is enough because it's a 2-mark question. Okay, it's just a 2-mark question. So we'll see what's the main reason why supermarkets are very much popular. What's the main reason? What's the main reason supermarkets are popular? Yeah, self-service, right? That means customers can buy whatever they want. They don't need the help of anyone. So you can write these are the reasons. Attractiveness and cleanliness, car parking. You can choose any products you want. Self-service. Okay, make it a self-service here. Online banking services, bill payments, e-money, good environment, promotions. They sell varieties of goods under one roof. You have many choices to be made. So those are the advantages. Okay. So you can see, don't limit to this. Maybe you have to write a small sentence. Okay. Don't limit to 1 or 2 word answer. Next question. Some Sri Lankan businessmen are unable to face the competitiveness in the international market. That means our Sri Lankan business, they are finding difficult to face the competition in the foreign market. Write 2 factors for each that a businessman can control and uncontrolled for this inability. 2 factors kya hai? For control 2, for uncontrolled 2 factors liya. No. Okay, fine. So say me some control factors. It is don't write that because all the supermarkets are not 24/7, right? controllable factors. So now you are in the foreign market, you want to face the competition successfully. So there are some factors where you can control it. For example, quality of the products you can control. By providing a quality product, you can what? Face the competition. Proper pricing, as a proper product planning, okay, to suit the international market, proper advertisement tool. So all these you can control. By controlling these factors, simply you can what? Face the company successfully. Very good. Learning about the international trade. Perfect one. Uncontrollable means how much you are performing well. There are some external environmental forces which is not letting you to do the trade successfully. For example, lack of infrastructure. We can't control. That is government's duty. Lack of support, no proper government policies, poor international relation, lack of government. So all this you can't control. That is under the control of the government. Yeah, globalization impact. Correct. Okay, so those are the barriers a businessman can face when selling their product to the foreign market. Okay. Unstable economic condition, correct. Political policies, legal rules and regulation, import quotas. Simply you can write all the tariffs you face, tariff and non-tariff, because it is not decided by you. It is decided by the government, right? So you can take all those as uncontrollable as well. Okay, fine. Next one, the last question. Write 4 factors, careful, that influence the expansion of e-trade, not international trade, e-trade. Why e-trade has become very much popular? Be smart. Here for this one, you can write even the importance of e-trade. Since e-trade has some advantages only, we are doing e-trade. So say me what are the reasons which has led to what? Popularity of e-trade. Yeah, maybe you can write low operation cost. Then what other thing? Maybe computer literacy. That means all the people are not educated on how to use these apps and transactions. Okay. Yeah, you can write 24/7 operations. Another you can write proper infrastructure development. So now you can use internet anywhere in Sri Lanka. Everyone has a mobile phone. Yes, infrastructure is developed. What are the other thing we can get? You no need of documents. No need of what? Documents. Okay. So yeah, convenience, saves time. So simply write all the advantages of e-trade. Because of that reason, people are preferring to buy goods through online. Okay, so see, you can see the reasons also. Low cost, quick, reliable, can confirm the delivery, can use from any part of the world, store information, or can send what? Voice recording and pictures. But fine. Next one, have they asked disadvantages also? No, right? Yeah, only the advantages thing. And whether I read the correct answers. Yeah. Okay, these ones, huh? These ones. 24/7 basis, low cost, speed, wide market, relative low price. Yeah, online is cheap because low cost, right? Okay, and low operation cost, more choices, full transparency, and all this stuff. Okay, fine. So to whom you have to write? For the business or for the customer? These advantages you have to write for the business or for the customers? It's better to write for everyone in common. Okay, because everyone are using a trade name and business also using, even customers also using. Yeah, you can write globalization, no issues. That is also correct. So guys, is that clear, that paper? 2018 clear the theory knowledge? Clear, right? Okay, good, fine. Next, 2019 paper. Question number 70. Which statement most correctly contains the term supermarket? So supermarket means, remember the keyword is self-service. You can buy whatever you want. What's the answer then? Yeah, first one, yes. Supermarket is a retail place where they sell essential and convenience good, day-to-day products or self-service. Answer is the first one. Goes without saying. Easy question. Uh, a shop that maintains branches island-wide to distribute the products of a single manufacturer. What is this to? And a retail outlet, I have explained you all. They have many branches, but they will be selling only a product of a single manufacturer. Very good. We can say Tide shop scale now. Or we can say chain stores. A shop that agrees to sell the products only of a single manufacturer, same thing. Yeah? A shop that maintains separate sections. What do we say for this one? Yeah, we say departmental stores. A shop that keeps large quantities, stocks in large quantity selling in wholesale, there's no shops like this. Huh? Okay, make a store correct name. There's no proper name for this. Fine. Next, question 80. Once again, match. We'll see. So custom entry. So remember, custom entry kya the document we say that to this is our ownership. This is our product kela. To prove the ownership only, we give custom entry. So what's the alphabet you can go with? Recall first, then jump into the description. Don't read the description, you'll be confused. So what we can say for custom entry, which we show the ownership of our product. Yeah. Okay, so that is A, right? Sorry, D, not A, D. Okay, Balana, declaration of information. You prove that this is your product, Kela. You prove. Okay, so it should be D. Invoice. Invoice includes the price, the quantity, the value, the discounts, and all. So what's the answer? C, right? Letter of origin proves that this product is manufactured from this country, so it should be B. Certification of the name of the country, correct. Bill of lading means you hand over the goods to the shipping captain. Shipping captain gives a receipt saying that we have received your goods, acknowledgement. So that is A. So D, C, B, A, answer number 5. Answer number 5. Next question 34. Export of imported goods after value addition in the custom bonded warehouse. What's the answer? That means product didn't enter our country. It is in the warehouse only. Very good. We say entry pot trade. We say what? Entry pot trade. Next, export of equipment to import country after use. After use means it has entered our country. So that should be what? Re-export. Should be what? Re-export. Next, to make the payments in foreign trade, the bank blank and the letter of blank is used. So we usually for foreign trade, we use two main types of document. One, letter of credit. What's the other one? Bank. Not bank statement, no. Bank transfer, no, no, no. What's the instrument which is used for international trade? Bank, what guys? Anyone? Very good, Sima. Okay, we say bank draft. Okay, not bank statement, it is bank draft. Okay, fine. Next one, question 41. Name state two advantages and two disadvantages of using intermediaries in trade. Did we study this question elsewhere? What are the advantages of using intermediaries and yes, okay, same thing repeated. But in the previous question, it's about wholesalers. This time about the complete intermediaries, yeah, same answer only you have to write here also. Next one, state 4 objectives of export development board. Mostly the same, Zainab. Okay, so same is some objectives of export development board. What do they do for businesses? Yeah, they provide or they promote export services. And also they develop websites for exporters. They conduct these exhibitions, trade affairs so that exporters can get new customers. Okay, they advise government on how to improve exports. Okay, so I can show you the answer. Here, increasing the export value, building a satisfactory and a positive image for Sri Lankan exports, promoting our Sri Lankan exports, promoting the selected products, and creating a conducive, favorable environment for exports. Okay, so yeah, marketing facilities, internet facilities, exhibitions and fairs. Also, those also you can take as answer. Next, part 2 question. So part 2, okay, you have 3, 4, and 4, 5. 3, 4. Balamu. Due to advantages or state to advantages that a businessman could obtain through quick response code. That means QR code. So say me, what are the advantages a business can get through QR code? Think nowadays business are using QR code to make a booking or something. So what are the advantages? Yeah, maybe you can do simple transactions. You can get a very good amount of information, correct? Digitalized transaction. Other one, it will reduce the printing cost of the business and all. Right? So see here QR code advantages. What are the advantages? Wait a minute. 3, 4. Consumer trust. You can earn more profits, okay, because convenience, then you can get more customers. You can get quick information, minimize promotion expense. You can use as a trade promotion and speed of transaction. Remember, QR code for business are not for customers. Next question. Give two requirements. So they're asking only two. Give Nisa no need to explain. That a person has to fulfill when making payments for transaction using e-wallets through a mobile phone. Okay. Think you're gonna make an online transfer to my class or to my account for class fee. So what are the requirements you have to fulfill before paying money through online banking to me? Yeah, you have to have a network stability. You have to have a proper network system, network stability. Then you have to have a bank account. And in that bank account, you have to have a bank balance, first of all. You have to have some money. And since it is done through online, you have to have an app for that. And more importantly, you have to have a phone for that, mobile phone. Okay, so these are the factors you have to need when you are doing a what? Transaction through e-wallet. E-wallet can be online banking. Yeah, proper apps and passwords. Correct. Charging the phone. Clear. Next one. Uh, Fourth one. What's the question we have? Okay, last one. Fifth one. Describe the term comparative cost advantage. Comparative cost advantage kya guys? If you can produce a product, okay, which another country also can produce, but if you are producing at a very lower cost, that means you have an advantage. So think about garments. Do you think America can't produce garments? Yes, they can produce. We also can produce, but when we produce, we can produce at a very cheap cost because cheap labor, okay, less living cost and all. We can produce at a very lower cost compared to US. So if we take USA, then producing by their own, it's better and it is effective and it's much profitable when they purchase from Sri Lanka itself. So a country, if you take, we have a cost advantage. So that is what cost advantage. It's better if you write the definition along with that if you write an example also to solidify that point. Next, what is meant by e-payment? E-payment means buying and selling which is done through online. So for this also write the definition and write an example also. Okay. So we'll see the answer for question 4. Okay, so see here. Comparative cost advantage occurs when one country can produce a good or a service at a lower opportunity cost than the other. So what is e-payment? E-payment is a system of making transaction or paying for goods and services through electronic media. Those are the keywords. Whatever I have underlined is the keywords of that definition. Is that clear? Then 2019. No, Sima, not only payment. You have to say buying and selling. That's a keyword you have to write. Others clear them? I honestly, there are no responses. Okay, question 30. Okay, send me the answer for question 30. When a retailer is selling his goods good online, first he should. What the first thing he had to do? Yeah, the first thing he had to do is he had to build trust on customers. Because guys, if you do an online business, it's very difficult, okay, for you all to build a trust among the customers. Okay, you can do promotions and you can do whatever you want, but winning their trust is very difficult. Even for a physical store, that's difficult. But if you take an online sold thing, people are gonna buy randomly. Okay, it's gonna be like a surprise. So it's very difficult to develop trust among them. So that's the first thing an online business must do. Okay. No, it's not about attracting customers. Okay. So more than attracting customers, developing trust among the customers is important. Okay. All the people who you attract, we can't say they'll buy the product. Only the people who will trust us can buy the product, right? So it's most important for you to build trust among the customers. Okay. Fine. Next, the agent who buys or sells goods under his personal name. You got the answer. Who is that agent? The agent who uses the personal name to buy his goods and services. We say factory agent, first one. Next, following are some of the tools. Question 16. Depreciation of rupee value of Sri Lanka causes to which of the groups? What will happen if the rupee depreciates? Rupee depreciates means $1 which was 300. Now the same $1 becomes 400. So that is what depreciation here. When a currency is depreciated, rupee becomes very cheap and dollar becomes very expensive. Okay, $1 which was 300, now the same $1 is 400. So rupee becomes cheap and dollar becomes expensive. So whenever situation like this, if you are an exporter, you will try to export more and more. Why? Earlier for $1 if you sell, you get 300. Now for the same $1, you're getting 500 rupees or 400 rupees. So you're getting more money now. So you'll export more and more. But if you're an importer, you won't import because imports are expensive. Earlier to buy a product of $1, you have to pay 300 rupees. Now for the same product, $1, you have to pay 400 rupees. So the imports will reduce. So what's the answer then? Yeah, first one, increase in export orders. First one is the answer. Okay, next question. 35A. A document issued by an authorized institution of an exporting country confirming the suitability of consumption of export agro products. That means you're going to export some agriculture products to prove that this is healthy for consumption. What's the certificate we need? You can either write health certificate or you can write sanitary certificate. Not fumigation. Fumigation is for pest, all those stuffs. Not fumigation. Huh? And a document issued by a shipping line to the exporter indicating that the goods have been accepted for shipping. Bill of lading. Fine. Next. What's the next question? We have 42. Sorry. 37A. 16th answer. 16th we discussed. First one is the answer. Increase in export orders. Then 35A, 48 and 50. 48. Write 4 ways of using internet for business activities. Same how we can use internet for business activity. Yeah, mainly we can do for marketing, for promotion. Very good, Fatima. For research and development, that's a good one. Maybe to get information and updates. Any other ways? Yeah, and also you can write to facilitate e-commerce or e-trade. You need internet, right? Okay. So these are some ways. Yeah, online trade. Fine. Yeah, to train employees, but that's not a suitable one. To maintain international relation, do. Okay. Fine. So to sell the product, we can take e-trade as the answer. And this one, interesting. This was during, I think, COVID pandemic. I think this 2020 paper. So during that time, these symbols were very popular. Online trading was popular, right? So what this symbol represents? Now also you would see this, right? Add to cart. This one, like a tip, a small tick order. Or we can write payment received. Next. This one represent is not that much clear. This is packing. Pyramid, packing. So all are connected to online business. Balana related to online purchasing only they have given. So last one at least, yeah, delivery. Or you can write shipping. Okay. Delivering a ship. Next, question number 4, first one. Balana, you can understand, guys. Usually, in part 1, they are testing a lot of question means. In part 2, they test only a little from chapter number 11. So you can connect that 10 also. Okay, fine. So what is meant by letter of credit? You know, letter of credit means it is a document which is given by an importer's bank. Okay. To exporter's bank saying that exporter bank is a Ask the exporter to trust us and send the product. Importer has sufficient money in his balance. So once the goods reaches us, we will make the payment to your bank. The document which talks about this only we say letter of credit in one nutshell. Next, name 4 fields that SARC organization is active on. So say me, SARC is active on what are the fields they have, on what fields they talk about. Even though they are there, but they never talk about that. So usually it start with health, agriculture, transportation, human development. Wait a minute. So question 4. Yeah. So agriculture, telecommunication, health, transport, HR. You must write these only. If you write any other stuff, you won't get marks. Okay. So then we have one, sorry, 4, 5. Fifth one, what do we have? Explain. Earlier paper it was a QR code. This time it is barcode. Why barcode are important for a business? Using 4 reasons. So 4 reasons is no need to write one word. You can't write one word because it's a 4-mark question. So make sure you develop a lengthy sentence. Maybe that sentence can be 2 to 3 lines. So say me some advantages a business gets when they use barcode. Yeah, they can have a good stock control. Good one on the optimum stock control can be there. See here, counting of stocks is easy. Employee trust will be there. Okay, because more than human machine is doing the stuff. So their reliability will be high. So minimize frauds, minimize human errors. You don't need it, but employee training to scan the barcode and you can get required information. If you write this, you want to get full marks. Make sure you explain these stuffs a bit. Explain these stuffs a bit. Fine. Guys, up to now, is that clear for you? Up to now, is that clear? Clear? Others? Clear enough? Fine. Do you all need a break? Break means everyone will reply. Eh? No need, right? Yes. We'll go. 2021 paper. Question 40. Online transactions are performed without but institution involvement wrong. In online transaction, banks is involved. Financial wrong, money is involved. Electronic equipment obviously involved. Supplier is involved. Intermediary is not involved. There is no wholesalers or retailers in online transaction. Producer, consumer directly. So answer is the fifth one. Next, question 90. Matching. So they have given you the distribution channels. Fine. So if you take the distribution channel which uses, now go with channels of distribution. Okay, don't start with product, go with channel. Producer to retailer to consumer. Which product we can take? First one, second or third or fourth. Producer, then to retailer, then the retailer will sell to the final consumer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth one. Eh? Okay, maybe homegrown fruit sector, we can do like that. Okay, so you grow that, you give for a retailer, they go and sell to the final consumer. Next, producer to wholesaler to retailer to consumer. A long chain account. For this, what we can take? First one, so usually vegetables of newer alien. So from there, it should be reached the consumer means, yeah, you need a wholesaler, retailer. If the distance is high, intermediate is also high. Next, milk powder, which we import from a foreign country. That means that we have an extra party who we say agent also. So it should be obviously D. Wedding cake is easy. Producer to consumer means direct name, so it should be wedding cake. So B, D, C, A, answer number 4. Answer number 4, ne? Next. Question 35. Non-store blank means a trade which is conducted without a blank store. What is non-store? Retailing. Non-store retailing means where you do buying and selling without a physical store. There is no physical place. Without a physical store, you do buying and selling. So, simply like e-commerce. Okay, website, online businesses. Okay, they don't have a physical place. Instead, they sell the product directly to customer. Fine. Next, B2G is a business model which trades goods, services, and information via internet from easy question. Huh? Very good. Business to government. Business to government. That's it. Next, question 48. 48, sorry. 35 and 37A. Ah. In the Sri Lanka agreement, trade agreement is a blank lateral agreement. Two countries are involved. India means India, Lanka means Sri Lanka. So it's bilateral. Ne? But North American. In North America, three countries, US, Canada, and Mexico. So what do you say for that agreement? Very good. For that, we say multi-agreement. For that, what do you say? Multilateral agreement. Good. Next, we'll go for part 2. Question 3, fifth one. Briefly describe two advantages and two disadvantages of increasing in import duty for domestic businesses. Domestic and local business. So when import duty, when custom duty increases, what are the advantages they get? And also they get some disadvantages as well. Remember, it's for a 4-mark question, I guess. Yes, 4-mark question. So you have to explain a bit of in depth. What are the advantages? The main advantage you get is, guys, your company, your industry is protected, your business is protected because your domestic name, your local business, right? When import duty is imposed, foreign products don't come to our country. So you have a demand. Your sales will increase, profits will increase, okay, and you will have a continuity, survival also. Okay, so see here. Domestic industries are protected. Competitiveness, that means reputation of the domestic industries will increase and it will create a demand. But at the same time, there are disadvantages as well. For example, when import duties are increased, guys, usually if we take even the domestic businesses, even the local business, what they do is they get their raw material from foreign. The finished product is only Sri Lankan. Even the raw material they get from foreign. So import duty gave both. Even the raw material price also can increase, right? So obviously price of the local produce also will increase. Why? Their raw materials are from foreign country. Then it can reduce their sales and sales turnover. And sometimes there can be low choice as well. Low choice as well. Why? Because foreign means there will be many varieties. Since it's a local product, you won't have much choices. Okay. So how demand will increase? That's what. You are a local producer. Foreign producer is also playing in the market. When you put an import duty, they won't enter the market. So you just put a stop for them. So all the customers who are buying the foreign product now will buy your own product, the local product. So the demand will increase, right? Yeah, correct, Sima. ඒක ගන්න පුළුවන්. Fine, no issues. Next question. Fourth one, right? Fourth one, okay. 1B, 2, 3. Okay. 1B. Describe two advantages for an exporter through letter of credit. So say me some advantages. Think you are the exporter. If you take payments through letter of credit, what are the advantages you get? First one is, guys, you will have trustworthiness. And also, you will have a guarantee on the payment. No need to worry at all. Okay. So, and also it can minimize bankruptcy, or you can write debt, bad debt. Definitely customers will pay because bank only gives a warranty, right? So these are some advantages as an exporter we get. Okay. But don't limit for one word. Write a small sentence, not a big word, small sentence, because they are giving only 2 marks for two advantages. Next. Write two dissimilarities between debit cards and credit cards. So that is from unit 7, obviously. But you know the difference between debit and credit, right? So remember, whenever it's a different question, please draw a table and show the differences. So if you take a debit card, the difference is you need a bank account. Credit card, you don't need a bank account. For a debit card, you had to use a transaction from your balance only. But credit card, it is like on credit. Bank's money only we use. And debit card, there is no any special requirement, but credit card there is a requirement, eligibility, 18 plus, green credit record, fixed income must be there. No transaction cost or no interest. Credit card, okay, there are interest and late payment charges. Okay. And the next question, if I'm not wrong, that was e-money. Balamu. Indicate two advantages and two disadvantages of digital currency. Guys, digital currency means what? Can I know another word for digital currency? Another word for digital currency? Yeah, they are talking about e-money here. Okay, but in e-money, they are specifically talking about cryptocurrencies here. But don't think this cryptocurrency because in Sri Lanka, it's not that much popular, right? It's not introduced. So here, digital currency means we assume that e-money. But in reality, digital currency means cryptocurrencies. Huh? So what are the advantages and disadvantages of e-money? E-money, speed payment, no need of physical amount, no need of movement, less transaction cost, high security as well. Disadvantages, there can be some frauds. Volatility means always the cards and e-money technology changes, right? Cyber attacks and legal restrictions. Okay, so money means everyone can have it. But e-money means there are some restrictions. Maybe you have to be 18 plus or you have to have a bank account. There should be money for you. Okay, so there are some restrictions. Okay, is crypto used for payment? Yes, we can use crypto for payments. So advantages and disadvantages done. So indicate needs are you no need to explain much in depth. Next one. Briefly describe the procedure to be followed in selling a good using e-trade. Did we learn this? The steps of e-trade? Yes, right. Okay. So buyers and sellers meet online. They organize the trade transaction. Okay, conducting the affairs and making the payment. For the second time, it has been repeated. We can say every year, e-commerce, they are touching a lot. Next, state two ways how new technology can be used for retailing and provide example for each. This one we learned in trade chapter. In retail sector, what are the new technologies we can see? What are new technologies we can see in retail sector? What are the new technologies? So they have given some things, but more than that, there are some good one we wrote in the theory. Teacher's guide is also it's there. Maybe you can go with the security, CCTV camera. Yeah, good, Omindi. Automated vending machines. Good, Fatima. Combining the retail outlets with supply chain or supply of services. That's supply chain, supply of services. What are the other thing? Maybe they are using good Zainab, non-store retailing. That means online businesses. Okay, they are widening the opening hours and spread of supermarkets. Okay, so these are some new trends we can take under what? Retail sector in Sri Lanka. So this is also correct. But more than that, there are some good answers they have given in your syllabus as well. So we can go with that as well. Next question. Uh, State four main objectives of IMF, International Monetary Fund. Okay, so IMF, if you take IMF is an organization which acts in on behalf of their member countries. Whenever the member countries are into trouble, like economic crises or balance of payment issues, they come forward and help us. So currently, Sri Lanka is also under the what? IMF help. So what are the main objective? Global cooperation. More importantly, financial stability of a country, facilitate trade, and reducing the poverty. Okay, poverty means you don't have money even to fulfill your basic needs. So they try to minimize that. So with their recommendation only, we introduced the program called Aswesuma to reduce the poverty in Sri Lanka. So that's one of IMS suggestion, how we can reduce poverty. Okay. The last question. Explain 4 suggestions for promoting foreign trade in Sri Lanka with examples. So how we can promote foreign trade, how we can promote Sri Lankan businesses to do this import and exports. So what are the suggestions you can give? Careful, 4 mark question. That means you have to write in depth. Each point should be given in depth. Think. Good, Omindi. Organizing trade exhibitions and fair. So through that we can promote. More importantly, removing all the taxes and all. Balanna. Removal of tariff. If you remove all these taxes and make that flexible, people will be motivated to do what? International trade, right? Yeah, good, Ifla. We can give providing educate knowledge. Okay, the information which is needed. Infrastructure. Okay, so see here, relaxation of custom rule means less rules and regulations. Organizing trade affairs and exhibitions. Good trade agreements. Okay, maybe if a government is doing agreement with another foreign country, the local business will be motivated to produce that product to that country. Okay, and also government trade policies. So these are some ways, yeah, financial and economic stability of a country also can promote foreign trade. So these are some reasons which can promote. Remember, not only points, you have to write explanations. 4 mark, the question was explained. So that's it then from 2021. Clear? Good credit ratings. That's okay, but it's not that much perfect. It's better to avoid, ne? Good. Now go for 2022 paper. So in 2022, I think, yeah, in question number 5 itself, they tested unit number 11. So what's the answer for this question? MBS paper, yes. Ne? Did I do the MBS paper? Karada, how was the paper? Bit hard. This paper 1 was easy, to be honest, because those are from past papers, right? Paper 2 onwards only model and prototype questions. Good. Friday we'll discuss. Huh? Fine. Uh, EU, European Union, there are 27 countries. The same question we discussed in MBS, right? So EU Ekata, it should be a European country. Cyprus. Asian means southeast. Okay, not Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka falls under south. Okay, southeast means, okay, it is to right to Sri Lanka. For example, like the countries around this China and all. So Laos. G8 means powerful 8 countries. Now it is G7. Russia was sent out, expelled. So it should be mm, Japan, maybe. Brexit falls under European Union. British exiting. SAARC at all the South Asian countries, Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, and all. So it should be Afghanistan. Uganda is obviously African, but African Union is not in your syllabus. Huh? So A, D, B, E, C, first one is the answer. So these one don't memorize now. When you're nearing the exam, just memorize and keep. Okay, now if you memorize, definitely you'll forget, right? So when nearing the exam, make a memorize karla yata. Question 7. Choose the option which includes the pair of businesses which is favorably affected by the devaluation of Lankan rupee. So we discuss what is devaluation. We discuss what is devaluation. So if a country's value, rupee is devalued, say me, what will happen to export business? Will it be increased or decreased? It will be increased. It will be motivated. Import will be demotivated. So out of this, go and see an option where they are talking about export businesses only. So if you go through this, you can see construction, we can't take import. Motor vehicle is import again. Motor vehicle again import. Construction is also import. Tourism and tea. Okay, so I don't know the option. There's a small error, I guess. It should be the 5th one, if I'm not wrong. Okay, fine. So tourism and tea. Next one, question 80. A fact agent. Once again, agent has been repeated. And that agent, once again, is going to be a fact agent. So what's the answer? So remember, for the fact agent, the keyword is the name. This agent uses the name when doing buying and selling. So it should be personal name, right? So fourth one is the answer. First one, a person who receives a brokerage for the transaction. They connect buyer and seller. Who is that agent? Yeah, that is broker. Second one, a person receives a commission by performing transaction on his own discretion, own interest. Yeah, that falls under commission agent. Next, a person who sells of the goods to a buyer who quotes the highest bid. So that is auctioneer. Last one, a person who sells goods on credit. Credit means they'll credit. They'll credit. Okay. Good. Next one, 18 and 19. 18 and 19, 18, we discussed 19. From the following entry modes of international trade, which entails the lowest risk, which has the lowest risk to enter the international market? Exports. Okay, so that is exports. The reason is joint venture is a business there, guys. You go and combine with another business. It is risk. Mergers also risk. You go and combine with another business. Acquisition, sale. Foreign direct investment is high risk. Why? Because you invest in a country, your money in a country, you don't know how their economy and anything. Export is easy, right? You will export a product only when there's a customer. Only when a customer places an order, you can export. So there's already customer there. So no need to worry. Even bank is also there through this letter of credit instrument. So it is the lowest risk. Export is the answer. So now go for part two. I think there's only one question. So is the answer for MBS question how international trade takes place? Huh? I didn't get you. Indicate four functions of WTO, World Trade Organization. And also another question, we will read that also. State four strategies that can be adapted to increase the export. That's a good question. How we can increase the export earnings in Sri Lanka. So four here, four here. So no need to explain it. One word, two word answer is enough. So first of all, we'll see the functions of WTO, World Trade Organization. So WTO means, guys, they are mainly functioning, but to connect the countries to do favorable trade. Okay, whenever a country needs money or whenever a country needs a trade agreement with another country, they connect the dots. Okay, so here, question 4. Where is question? Here. So the functions, Balanda. So administrating trade agreement. Okay, they monitor all the trade agreement. And also they review the trade policies of a country. They do forums for trade negotiations like exhibitions. Okay. Then if there's any trade disputes, they solve. So these are the functions. So functions and objective both are the same for WTO. Even for IMF, functions and objectives are the same. And next one, we learned how we can increase the export earnings. So there are many ways, but the best way to increase the export earnings is the second one. Searching for new markets. Make sure you don't sell only one type of product. Try to sell many type of products. So you'll have many demand and many markets. And also we can provide technical assistance, make export process easy, infrastructure, export finance, maybe give some subsidies or something. New trade agreements. So these are the ways we can increase the export earnings in Sri Lanka. Okay. So guys, is that clear then? 2022 paper. Terunada. Very few questions. Eh? Clear, right? Okay, fine. Now we'll go for 2023. Question 50. Which of the following international bodies specifically focuses on securing the financial stability among the member countries? What's the answer? IMF, right? So I said whenever financial stability means that country is in a crisis. So that's the reason they want financial stability. Obviously, it should be what? IMF. Answer number 2. Okay. Then question 21. Which service is not offered by online banking? What's the answer? Opening an account, they provide. Paying bills also, they provide. Transferring fund also, we can do. Balance account, yes. Withdraw cash. You can't withdraw cash, right? Or it's online. Only through an ATM machine, we can withdraw. Next question, 26. From the following intermediaries, the party that involves in the process of transaction with the ownership of product. Who is the answer? Wholesaler. Because commission agent, fact agent, auctioneer, broker, all the agents, if you take, they don't have the ownership of the product. They have only the position. But if you take wholesaler only, they have the ownership. Wholesaler as well as retailer, because they give money and buy the products. Then only they sell for consumers. So it's second one. Second one. Then question 42. State four methods that can be used to enter the international market. So say me what are the methods we can use to enter the international markets? Yeah, maybe you can do imports and exports, right? That's 1 point. Foreign direct investment, the previous MCQ option, those are the answers. Okay. Then FDI. Then you can write joint ventures. Good. Franchise. Okay, then you can write what's the other one you can write? Turnkey projects. Yeah, business combinations like acquisitions and merging and all. Okay, so these are some ways, and offshore and outsource. Correct. Offshore and overseas. So these are some ways we can enter the foreign market. Good. Next. Yeah, electronic business also correct. Huh? So that also we can enter in. Okay. Question 48. The documents. The correct name of the document used for international trade. First one. Certify imported fresh fruits are free from pest. For this only, maybe you can take fumigation certificate, or you can also say health certificate as well. Next one. A bank guarantee that ensures. It's a bank guarantee. So obviously letter of credit, payment instrument account. A preliminary quotation sent to an importer before the sales. So there are two types of invoice. One invoice we send before sending the final product. One we send after sending the final product. So for this we say pro forma invoice. Pro forma. For the final invoice, what do we say? For the last invoice we send, for the final one, very good. We say commercial invoice, commercial, or we say consumer invoice, correct. Certify the country in which an exported commodity is manufactured. To prove that the product is manufactured from this country, we say letter of origin. Good. Of origin. That's all from part 1. Now we'll move on to part 2. In part 2, question 2, you have one question here. Right for benefits, Rasika can enjoy by outsourcing certain of his business. Outsourcing, guys, your business activity is done by someone else. And the other question they are saying, mention 2 challenges he will have to face when outsourcing. So think about maybe you have to do accounting. Your accounting activities is done by someone externally. Okay, so remember, because of that, yes, you have some advantages, you have some disadvantages. So say me some advantages we face when we outsource. Some advantages if you take is, okay, now you can save your time. And now you can focus on strategic decisions. Yeah, it will reduce your workload. Good one. It will inflow modern knowledge. Why someone else is doing that activity name. And say me the challenges you will face. What are the challenges you can face when outsourced? Maybe there is a high cost you have to incur. Next one, maybe there can be some delays. Next, reliability issues. You can't trust me. Yeah, maybe employees can be demotivated because company is not giving them the concern, right? Okay, so these are some challenges, a lack of confidentiality. For that only we can say reliability issues here. Okay. Huh. So that's a good question. Huh? Next one. Difficulty to control, correct. Fourth question, first one A. 1A. Okay. Write four differences between wholesale and retail trade. Once again, draw a table. Okay, draw a table and explain the differences. Wholesale, retail. So wholesale, if you take, they are selling for reselling purpose. Make sure you write the definition first. And for retail, we are selling for final consumption. Next one. Wholesale is okay. What are the other difference we can take for wholesaler and retailer? Yeah, okay. Wholesalers, they give bulk discounts. But retailers, they don't give that bulk. You don't put a slash. You write no bulk discounts. And wholesalers, what are the other advantage we can write? Very good. Okay, wholesalers, no direct contact. But retailers, if you take, they have direct contact with customers. And also wholesalers, if you take, there are few buyers only. But retailer, there are many buyers. And wholesaler, you sell only limited goods. But retailer, okay, you sell varieties of goods. Okay. Wholesaler, you sell large quantities. Retailer, you sell miscellaneous or small quantities. Okay. So those are some advantages. You can read credit facility, don't write a bit because sometimes some retailers can give credit also. So you can say that's a bit risky, so don't give that priority. Okay. Next one. State to transport storages are correct. State to e-bus business models and briefly explain each of them. For the third time they have asked, what are the e-business models we have? Yeah, B2B, B2C, C2C. You have to write those and you have to explain. That's it. So when explaining, I know you won't have much point to explain. So when explaining, one hint you can use. What is that? Maybe while explaining, you won't have much points to validate. Yeah, maybe you can write some examples. Good, good, good. Next, B. What is meant by e-retailing? E-retailing means, guys, simple. Selling goods, okay, for final consumption. What is the definition of retailing? Retailing kya hai? You are selling goods for final consumption. So here also same definition. Selling goods for final consumption, but simply you write through online. That's it. Ekadama e-retailing. So for that, write an example also. Maybe you can write some e-commerce websites like Daraz, Temu. So better to write an example also. That's it. Simple question. Then state for advantages of internationalization for a business. Internationalization kya hai? You were selling for a local product. Now you are going to sell for a foreign product. In foreign market, you are going to sell the product. So when you're into foreign trade, what are the advantages we get? Main advantage is you can expand your market share. Your customer base starts to increase. And importantly, your profits as well as sales also starts to increase. And importantly, your reputation of the business increases. And more importantly, any other advantages we have? Yeah, maybe you can develop some relationships, international relationships. Then also important one, you can earn foreign currency. True, ne? We are earning foreign currencies, right? When we do international trade. Okay, so those are some advantages. Next, describe two functions of bill of lading. So usually bill of lading it's a document which is given by the shipping captain to the exporter. When you hand over the goods to the shipping captain will give you a document saying that we have undertaken the goods. Okay, so say me two functions of bill of lading. One is the definition itself a function summary. You can say it's a receipt given by the shipping captain to exporter. And also, can I know another function of bill of lading? Think. I want a good answer. Think with bill of lading, you can prepare another document also where importer uses it to show the ownership. No, think. Yeah, that confirm. That for that only we can write the first one. Second one, very good, Zainab. Okay. Import entry hadan we need bill of lading. Ne? So you can write for importer. Importers to show ownership through import entry. bill of lading is needed. So through bill of lading only, you prepare the import entry also. What are the goods that's going to be landed in the harbor? What is the quantity, the price, the color, the boxes? So all the bill of lading information is needed to prepare the import entry. So these are the two functions we have. Next one, entry port trade. So entry port trade, you all know where you purchase goods from, where you import goods from another country. And the goods, do they enter our country? Will it enter our territory? No. Instead, the goods will be kept where? Where do we keep the goods? Yeah, the goods will be kept in the, don't just say warehouse. You have to write custom bonded warehouse. Okay, don't forget the word custom bonded warehouse. Custom bonded the warehouse which is in the harbor. Okay, we keep in that warehouse and from that we will export. So when keeping in the warehouse, do we add value or do we change the nature or don't we change the nature? What do you all say? We can do both. Either you can make a change karana puluvan. Okay, you can change or you no need to change. No change also. Fine. So during entry port, can we charge taxes? I have tax charge karana puluvan. Can we charge? No, you can't charge taxes at all. So will it be added to the GDP of our country? Will it be added for GDP? No, there is no value addition at all. That's what entry port clear. Next, so better if you write an example also. Next, state to multi-trade lateral trade agreement. So there are three in your syllabus. What are three multilateral we have? Yes, NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement, SAFTA, South Asian Free Trade Agreement, and you have APTA, Asia Pacific Trade Agreement. These are the three we have. Next one, mention four advantages a country can gain from multilateral trade agreement. So what are the advantages? For this one, be smart. You can also write the advantages of what? Make it we discussed. You have a stable market for the product. You can minimize the price fluctuation. In 2016 paper itself we discussed. But it was not multilateral trade agreement. What's the question they have asked? Instead of the word multilateral, what they have asked is, they asked the advantages of just trade agreements only. So the advantages for a bilateral or multilateral or just trade agreement, all same advantages. What are the advantages? You can have a stable market. You can have a stable market. Then you can minimize price fluctuations. And also, yeah, okay, you can enjoy the GSP plus and concessions. Okay, and also you can write stable prices, stable market, GSP. You can earn foreign inflows. Okay, so those are the advantages of trade agreement if you have. Okay, done. So that's all from 2023 paper, I guess. Yeah. Now we'll go for 2024. Question number 15 and 16. Fine. Balana, for the third time, they have testing this question, this depreciation. When the Sri Lankan rupee depreciates against the US dollar, select the option that indicates generally the effect to the import and export qualities. So what will happen to import when there's a depreciation? Import will decrease and exports will increase. This is wrong. This export increase. Okay, so export will increase. Fourth one is the answer. Maybe for y'all this time they can ask, but if rupee appreciate, note if rupee appreciates, your imports will increase, your exports will decrease. Okay, have a note in this. Sometimes they can test. Question 16. Answer please. The following shows opposite of this is correct. So debit card agent, they do on credit transaction. Balamo on credit. C. Auctioneer, they sell for highest bidder. So personal desire, highest bidder. D. Broker, they connect the buyer and seller, right? A. Commission agent, for commission they sell or they sell for personal desire. E. Factor, personal. B. CDAEB. Number 3. Banana agents also, it is tested frequently. Please try to look upon that also. Next, that's all from part 1 from unit 11. Interesting. In 2024, only 2 part 1 questions were tested. But part 2, there is a plenty, I guess. Yes, Balamo. 2, 3B. State two services Kalana and Akbar can obtain from Sri Lanka Export Development Board to promote their agriculture products in international market. Did we study this Export Development Board and how they can improve the exports in Sri Lanka? Yes, right. Okay. What did I say? Promoting the exports in foreign market, doing the promotion stuffs. Okay. And conducting these exhibitions, trade affairs, internet facilities, technical assistance. Okay. So those ones only. Again, a repeated question. Next, 4.3. What is meant by free trade? Okay, you all say me an answer. What is meant by free trade means? A trade that is done without any, what? A trade that is done without any barriers. Good, okay. A trade which is done without any tariff or non-tariff barrier is called as what? Free trade. And next one. Explain the term. So you just give one explanation that is completely enough. Huh? Okay. Explain the term. This is a good question, Balanna. Multimodal transport with an example. Okay, it's multimodal kya one user is gonna go from one place to another place. But when he wants to go from one place to another place, he will be using different modes, maybe different vehicles. For example, think you want to go for your school, or maybe you're going to go for, we'll say, a park, or maybe a tourist place. We'll say you're going for Nuvar area. So you to go for the railway station, maybe you will take a trishaw, first mode. Then you travel in the railway, the second mode. Then you stop in railway, you'll take a bus and go for the what that park or whatever. So can you say one user to move from one place to another place, they are using different vehicles, different modes. एक हमें multimodal transport किया ने. Okay, so please not only explaining, you had to write an example also. Yeah, I think we discussed, I can't remember. Okay, so fine. So anyways, once again, a recap. So remember multimodal, that's a new topic. Huh? Okay, so many governments are planning to eliminate this. That means make sure customers are reaching the exact destination in one mode itself without having different modes. Okay, so yeah, we discussed, right? Okay, Hari, fine. Okay, man. Next, state the difference between an agent and a distributor. Okay, fine. What's the difference you can see? Agent and a distributor. Yeah, main one is distributor, they have the ownership of product. But agent, they have just only the position or they have only the authority. Good domain. Any other difference you can write between an agent and a distributor? Only two they're asking. Yeah, good. Okay. Distributors, they get profits. But agents, they get commissions or they get fee. That, okay. Distributors කියන්නේ wholesalers and retailers. එයාලා තමයි distributors. Agent කියන්නේ there are 5 types. Then you can write those all as examples also. Fine. Okay. Next one. Explain with an example how do tariff barriers differ from non-tariff barriers. Okay, same with the difference for those also. Okay, but careful, be smart. For this, can we draw a table? For this, can we draw a table? Guys, careful. Always remember for difference question, it's not compulsory for all the questions to draw a table. Some concept, you have plenty of differences to write. At that time, only draw a table. For agent distributor, yes, there are examples to write. But there are some questions where you don't have much point to show the difference between what two concepts. At that time, don't draw a table. You can just write the definition, that is completely enough. Even the question is here in A part, they're asking you to state two difference. They're asking you to write two difference here. But here, Balan, explain with an example how do tariff and non-tariff differs. So here they're not asking you to write 2, 3 differences because You don't have much differences to write. You have only one difference. The only difference you have is the definition of them. So you can write tariff barriers means the barriers which is simply taxes and custom duties which is imposed by the government. And tariffs you can measure also. So tariff is monetary value. Tariff means you have monetary value and simply those are the taxes which is imposed by the government. Non-tariff non-tariff simply non-monetary value barriers. For example, limits, okay, quotas, red tape, trade agreements, okay. So, non-tariff So you have to write this and you have to write examples. That's the main important thing they're expecting you to write. Okay. Legal and no, both are legal. You can't take like that. Next, indicate 4 reasons why wholesale trade is important to a producer. Fine. Here, in this question, they're asking y'all, remember, in the 2016 paper, they asked y'all the importance of wholesale and a retailer. For that, what did I ask y'all to write? Instead of thinking as wholesaler, replace the topic with what? Intermediaries. Good answer. Okay, we say intermediaries. So same thing you can write here. But this time only importance, advantages. So you can write when there are intermediaries, you can what? You can do promotions. For producers, they will do some promotions. And they can get some customer feedbacks also because they are the people who are connected with the customers, right? And wholesalers, especially, they do the storage facilities. And sometimes they do finance facilities as well. Okay. And also they provide market information, whatever is happening. These are some importance we get when we use intermediaries. Yeah, they simply purchase the products from manufacturer. For manufacturers, the main customers are what wholesalers only. Okay, so those are some advantages. Next one, explain 4 advantages of online trade for a business. So simply they're asking all the importance of e-commerce. Did we learn this? The importance of online business, doing business through online. Yes, expanding the market share. Okay, low cost 24/7 operation. Okay, so those are the ones. Same question. In e-commerce, the same question only repeated again and again a lot. Okay. Right. And the last paper. 2025, there were some good questions. You see. Question 20. Okay. Out of the above, what is the option that contains only the collaborative strategies adopted by a business to enter international market? Collaborative means you combine with another business and you enter the market. So you all say me yes or no. Franchise, is it collaborative? Do we combine with another business? Yes, right? Yes, correct. Outsourcing? Outsourcing, no. That is not collaborative. That is not collaborative. Wrong. Strategic alliance. Alliance means what? We are combining, right? Okay. Joint ventures, obviously, yes. Okay, then exports, no, you can't. Imports also can't. Offshores also can't. Licenses, yes. License is similar to franchise business. Okay, so it should be ACEH. Second one is the answer. Where you combine with another business and enter the market. Next one, question 21. From the following, select the example that correctly describes a B2C transaction, business to consumer. First one, a local apparel manufacturer imports a large quantity of fabrics. So what is that first of all? A local apparel manufacturer. So he is also a business and he is importing also. So yes, that is B2B. Next, an agent sells an air ticket to a person to fly to London. Agent is a business. Person is a consumer. Answer is the second one. Third, a person pays income tax, a consumer, to Department of Inland Revenue. Okay, C to G. A company pays import tariff to Sri Lankan custom. Company means business. Sri Lankan custom is business, a government. B to G. A person sells his car via an online platform, customer to customer. Okay, so here the answer is the second one. Next, question 40. Before goods are shipped, the exporter sends a blank invoice. What invoice? There are two types of invoice, right? Yeah, good. Pro forma invoice. And after the goods are shipped, commercial invoice is sent. Okay, we say commercial invoice will be sent. And next, exporting of goods that have been value added after imported is what? After you're exporting a good, after you import it, you're adding some value, you're exporting. Guys, it can be both. Huh? It can be entry port or it can be re-export. Because in both, what do you do? You export, that means you import from one country and then you export. In both, you either add value or you don't add value. But here they're asking that, they're not asking whether the goods are entering the country or not. Again, it can be both entry port or re-export. But the next question is tricky. The process of moving the goods from one ship to another ship at an intermediate port before reaching the final destination is called what? Okay, before reaching the final destination, what you do is the goods which is in your ship, the cargo which is in your ship, you shift it to another ship. So that ship will go and deliver. For that, we say there's a new concept, Liana, transshipment. Write down transshipment. Done? Good. Question 43. Mention four payment modes that can be used to pay an exporter in international trade. Use the same is the most used one and the most trustworthy one also. What's the payment method? Good. Letter of credit. Then you can take bank draft. Then you can take PayPal. You can take card payments. Today they are using even bank transfers. Yeah. Foreign check. Crypto. Here are some instruments that can be used to what? Make payments. Huh? Next question number 50. Write the correct name of for each of the following internationally used currency abbreviation used in the below. USD. United States dollar. JPY. Japanese yen. GBP. Great Britain pound. LKR. Lankan rupee. Okay, Lankan rupee. Part 2. 35B. Balanda, easy question. How they are twisting it up. Explain two advantages of disintermediation in e-commerce for a customer. Guys, what is disintermediation means? What is disintermediation means? Guys, disintermediation means there is no any intermediaries or direct distribution. That is what disintermediation means. Simple question, right? So they're asking when you do direct distribution, what are the advantages, positives you get? So same is some advantages we get when there are no any wholesalers or retailers in between us. One is you can sell the product at a very low price. Yes, you can do the transactions very quickly, speed up the process. And you can write, maybe you can preserve the quality, you can supply a quality product. And more importantly, you can have a close relation with the customer. Okay, these are some advantages. Okay, don't write one word answer. It's better if you write a small sentence because the question is what? Explain. Wide variety to choose. No. AK you can't take under direct because wide variety is available when there's a retail on it. Because consumers can choose variety when there's a retailer. Retailer will get the products of all the business, right? So don't take that point. Huh? Next one. 4-2B. Differentiate a commission agent and a broker. Ah, good one. So can you all say me the difference commission agent and a broker? Freedom to choose. In retail also we can have the freedom to choose, Nadia. What can you all say? Yeah, okay. Commission agent mainly the difference is they sell for personal desire. Whereas broker, they connect buyer and seller. The definition is the main difference. They connect the buyer and seller. And next one, you can write the reward. Commission agent, they get commissions. Broker, they get a broker fee. That's the main difference of. Okay, good. Next, 3B. What is the difference between free on board and CIF? Okay, listen guys. Free on board name simply the buyer or the importer or the buyer will incur, okay, the buyer will incur all the cost. That means buyer only had to pay for insurance, free charges, taxes, and all those stuff. CIF means the opposite of that. Here, the seller or the exporter will incur all the cost. That means the exporter, the seller who is sending the product from his country, he will pay the freight charges, insurance, all the taxes and all. And finally charge the amount from the buyer. Okay, in FOB, free on board, until the harbor only I have to incur the cost. After that, I mean, loading it to the ship, insurance, freight charges, that one customer will pay. Okay. Next, two purpose of certificate of origin used in international business. Okay, so what are the two purpose we need certificate of origin? What's the main purpose? Especially Sri Lanka needs certificate of origin. Ah, very good. Mainly we need to get the GSP plus concession or to get tariff concession because tariff concession is not given for every country. Only for some countries given. If you want to get that, you have to prove the product is from your country. Another one why you need certificate of origin is to ensure that you are providing a legal product. You are providing a what? Legal product. And also you can say another one to ensure competitiveness. Because if your product is from Sri Lanka, means it can have a reputation in some markets. Okay. So these are the reasons why we have to have a certificate of origin. Okay. Then explain how e-business differs from e-commerce. Did we study this? Preferential tariffs maker, GSP plus, tariff concession. How e-business and e-commerce differs? Yes, right. Okay. So is that all? Yes. So that's it then from grade 12 discussion. In the next week onwards, we'll be starting grade 13 management. So please do that questions as well. Start studying management now itself, because this is pain. By June, you have to be done with the syllabus, and July you can do more papers. Okay, so next week do the paper, do those questions and join. Correct, Sima. That is also fine. So that's it, guys. Then bye. Thank you for joining. God bless you all and good night. Welcome. Bye.